we wanted to share with you. So we are just here to tell you that GIS is moving very fast and everywhere in the economy. And so if you've not thought of where you can apply your GIS knowledge, this is some of the things that you may be looking at. So basically, what we have is a digital extension service. So we did a research and then we realized that currently the extension services, extension officers in Ghana are very, very insufficient. We have 1 to 3,000 extension officer to farmer ratio. So what it means is that for every extension officer, it serves up to about 3,000 smallholder farmers. And we know the impracticality around it. It means that for your farm to be attended to by a digital extension person, you have to wait till the 2,999th person has received that service before you get yours. So we realized that there is a need, or there is a problem to be solved. So we try to leverage on GIS, the satellite data that we have, to actually map farms. So once the farms are mapped, we have a technology that we are able to use it to grade the farms that have been mapped and then create soil fertility maps out of them. So based on the fertility maps, we are able to tell which crops can grow here and then what resources you need if you want to improve the land to grow. You realize that in Morocco, their land is a desert, but they are doing so well when it comes to agriculture. Same thing if you go to Israel. And these are some of the technologies they are trying to use, and we want to bring similar technologies in Ghana in a more advanced way. So what we have there is a typical example of a farm that has been mapped, and you see the various shades there. They tell the various facility quality of the part of the soil. If you are to get an extension officer to go and do this, what he can only do is to take soil samples of the land and go and do that. And he may not be able to tell whether, or he cannot extrapolate it to the entire land. So you have a generalized soil fertility test. But you do your farm and then you realize that some parts is doing well and some parts is not. And when you're applying fertilizer, you may apply universally without any apportionment. And over-fertilization is as good as no fertilization. Because once you do that, your soil pH too can go high and it can destroy your soil. So technology has come in to help and to come up with what we call precision farming. So with precision farming, based on the technology we have, we are able to tell you the soil fertility. We are also able to monitor the crop health with satellite data. So when anything is happening, because our update is real time, using satellite information, we are able to see and then alert the customer or the farmer that you have an issue with your crop, and so you may have to look at it. So these are basically what we are trying to address. Variable seedlings. So for instance, if you don't know the soil fertility in the entire farm, what you may be doing is that you may be planting the same seedling everywhere. And some may do well, some may not. So with this, you're able to know where to plant high resistance ones and where to plant the less vulnerable ones. Also, nutrient applications, exactly. So if you have places where they are already fertilized, you don't need to fertilize more. So it cuts down on the cost that you spend on your farm. And then I mentioned about the crop monitoring, health monitoring, then also on yield mapping. So when at harvest, we are able to map the areas that we got much yield. And based on that, we are able to say that in the following years, this is how we are going to plant our seedlings so that we increase our yield. So all this thing is being done with technology. Harvesting, when you are using technology-driven harvesters, you're able to map them in terms of even drones. We have drones that you can use to harvest. We have combined harvesters that you can use GPS to actually program them to do the harvesting without human manding them. So with the GIS information, we can do all that. And then environmental control. We realize that nowadays people are complaining about the food we eat and the chemicals and all that. And that's because we are either over-fertilizing them or we are using harmful chemicals based on what the farmer sees. But with this platform or with this application, we're able to tell the exact pest that is affecting your farm and the right chemicals that you are using and the right quantity that you need. In terms of even fertilizers, the right quantity you need, so that we are able to control the environmental health conditions that we are currently facing in our farming sector. So another problem we realize too is that people need the produce, but they are not able to locate where to find the produce easily. So with our system, once we map a farm, we also have people who are seeking to buy the produce. So they can also locate the exact area where they can also go and buy the produce from, so that we reduce post-harvest losses. And actually, the system is also linked to the crop growth, so that if we have a farm A mapped, we know that within the next 6 months, farm A will be available for harvest. So if you want to purchase, then you are mapping that one, you are checking that one, so that post-harvest losses are also reduced. So this is a simple way to demonstrate our solution. What we have, we know that most of the farmers, some of the farmers are not well educated. So if you are going to use a high-tech like this, you may not address the audience that you need. And so we have a robocall technology, which also give voicemails in the local language of the farmers. Currently, we have 6 local languages on the application, and we are trying to get more. Ghana is more cosmopolitan, so we are trying to get the languages people to assist us to draft, to come up with a lot more languages. So at sign up, once you indicate that you want it in Zima, it will come as a text message, and then a robocall will also come, so that it tells you exactly what you need to do. So basically, these are what we are trying to do, crop health alert. So we tell you what is happening, real time, and then mitigate pest control, optimize your input allocation so that you reduce costs, and then you also take care of the environment. And then you can also order agric inputs, all the inputs that you need for your farm on the platform. And then, based on the information, we realize that farmers are struggling to get access to funding and then insurance. And that's because there is no data. So when they come and they say they want loan, if I am doing an underwriting of such loan, I want to see verifiable data and be sure that your farm can produce enough cash to repay my loan. So with this system, once you are signed up, it gives us the data and then tells us how well you are able to do, and then with your yield maps, it's able to also give historic data on how well you've been performing. And once you have that, we have financial institutions who have also signed up onto our platforms, international mainly, no local financial institution yet, who are also ready to then, based on the information, to give funding and grants to our farmers. And then we are now in talks with some insurance companies to also come in and then insure some of these farms based on the data we have. So basically, this is a pictorial view of what we are doing. So farmers with any type of phone, it must not be a smartphone, can register. And then we are doing satellite mappings. We are not doing the drones yet, but in the next 1 year, we intend going the drone way. And then, based on that, we are able to create the farm data and then give you all the services that you need. So, fellow surveyors, okay, so it's a team of, we are all Ghanaians, but I'm the only one in Ghana. The rest are all based in the US. They are all IT people, and I'm the only surveyor amongst them. Yes. So, yeah. So we are not looking at only Ghana. Currently, we are talking Ghana, Nigeria, and Chad. These are the 3 places that we are working towards so far. We hope to scale it up to the whole Africa. So, fellow young surveyors, I believe that the beginning is now. GIS and the technology available, it's ours. Surveyor Tinedu, even though he's a senior man, has tried to adopt it in so many ways. We met at Koforidia, and then I saw the wonderful things they are doing. But I believe that we are better advantaged because we are very young, and then we've been playing with these technologies from our youthful days. So look around and see the problems that we have, and let's try to use technology to resolve them. Thank you very much.